Good morning students. I hope you all are fine. My name is Neha Rawat and I'm your social science teacher. This video is in the continuation with the last video of natural disasters. So without any further delay, let's get started. So our today's first topic is flood. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. You can see in these pictures large amount of water is all around. Okay, see these pictures. This is flood. Okay, now why flood occurs? This is the very important question. Why flood occurs? A flood mostly occurs when rivers or streams overflow their banks. Now what is the meaning of bank? Land alongside a body of water is called its bank. So when rivers and streams overflow their banks, then the flood occurs. The second reason, floods can also be caused due to broken dams, rapids melting ice or hurricanes. I'll tell you later in this video what is the meaning of hurricane. Now what kind of destruction it can cause? Flood. So we have to understand that what kind of destruction it can cause. Flood can cause immense damage as moving water can be hugely destructive. Bridges, houses, trees, cars and even livestock can be carried off by flood waters. Roads and railroads are often broken or washed away. You can see the picture below, the kind of destruction it has caused, and you may have seen in different kinds of pictures. Okay. Floods pollute water sources, spreading diseases. Definitely, if it will pollute the water sources, there would be lots of diseases. There is shortage of clean drinking water. If all the water sources have polluted due to flood, definitely there would be the shortage of clean drinking water. Survivors are often left without electricity, gas and oil and no other means to cook food. Now who are the survivors? A person who survives, especially a person remaining alive after an event in which others have died. Okay, so they are often left without electricity just because of the flood, gas and oil and no other means to cook food. Okay, now we have to understand, as we have to be careful about flood. Okay, the kind of floods that are usually occur in our country. So we have to be careful that which are the flood prone areas or flood prone regions in our country. So floods are common in India during monsoon season. These are very common. Okay, the river Ganga often caused floods in Bihar and West Bengal. Okay, due to river Ganga, when it overflows its bank, it basically causes floods in Bihar and West Bengal. The river Brahmaputra breaks its banks, flooding the surrounding plains in Assam. Definitely same happened to Brahmaputra also. When it overflows its bank, it breaks its bank, flooding the surrounding plains in Assam. Now what are the safety tips that we have to consider so that we can prevent flood? Okay, be alert to flood warnings and make an emergency plan. If we are living in such kind of areas which are flood prone areas or flood prone regions, we have to be careful that be alert to flood warnings and make an emergency plan. Stock water and food supplies. This is very important. Keep a torch and first aid equipment handy. Switch off all electrical equipments. Today there are many ways to help prevent and control floods. There are many ways through which we can prevent floods. First one is dams have been constructed across rivers just so that we can prevent floods, just because dams have been constructed across rivers. Second one, planting trees alongside the banks of the rivers helps in prevention of floods. If we will plant so many trees, just like you can see in this picture, there are many small plants and trees also, okay, alongside the banks of the rivers. It is very good, it is very good method through which we can prevent floods. Now third one is, it is also important to check that no garbage is thrown into rivers. We have to be careful about this thing, that our water sources should be cleaned, completely cleaned, as we are the people, we are the humans, and water is very essential. So we need to be careful that our water sources should be cleaned, and this will also prevent flood. Now, the last natural disaster of this chapter, cyclone. A cyclone or a tropical cyclone is a large spinning storm with high speed winds. It is accompanied by rain. It mostly forms over warm coastal areas. You could see in this picture, okay, this is cyclone, and it is accompanied by rain. That means rain is also the common phenomena when there is cyclone. Okay, when there is cyclone, rain is common phenomena. And you can see the picture below, the kind of destruction and this picture of cyclone. Now, destruction it can cause. High speed winds can uproot trees and damage homes. Okay, I have shown you the picture, you can see. Cyclone. Now we have to understand it, that which are the cyclone prone areas or regions in India. Cyclone prone regions in India are Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and West Bengal. These are the cyclone prone areas because these are the coastal areas also. And we have read that cyclones usually occur in warm coastal areas. Now, different names of cyclones. I have told you in the beginning of the video that I'll tell you what is the meaning of hurricane. Okay, these storms are called by different names according to the region where it originates. Okay, the storms, definitely storms are having different names. First one is hurricane. When it when cyclone occurs in Atlantic Ocean, it is known as hurricane. And when cyclone occurs in North Pacific Ocean, it is known as typhoons. Okay, so these are the different names of cyclones. Now we have to take some of the safety tips so that we can prevent cyclone also. Listen to the news for latest update. Second one, keep some food always ready for emergency. I have told you in the first video that this is the common safety tips that we have to follow for all natural disasters. Switch off the electrical mains in your house. Remain calm, head for a proper shelter. You don't have to be panic. Okay, you just have to be careful and smart one so that you can arrange or you can manage each and everything during any natural calamity or natural disasters. Okay, now we have done with the 3 of the natural disasters. As we all know that these are the natural disasters and we cannot control them, but what we can do, we can manage the after effects, or we can we can help people after any natural calamity or after any natural disaster. Fine. So in view of this, the government of India set up a National Disaster Management Authority, which is also known as NDMA, in 2005. So the government of India set up this authority in 2005. Now, what this authority, who are the members of this authority and what this authority basically does? It is headed by the Prime Minister and the heads of the states. Prime Minister and the heads of all the states. It involves various communities and agencies of the states to be first respond to an emergency situation. The communities and the agencies which are with NDMA, it states all the communities and agencies that you have to help, you have to respond to the emergency situation that is arising or that is occurring or that has occurred in your area, in your region. It involves, you can see this is the logo of National Disaster Management Authority of India. Okay, now it involves the village panchayats. Village panchayats are the local self-government in rural areas, and cooperation in metropolitan cities. Now what are the metropolitan cities? A major city or the chief city of the country. to mobilize volunteers in disaster areas. Now, who are the volunteers? Okay, volunteers basically are the group, or you could say volunteers is a kind of group, you could say, the people, you could say, in the institution with a social mission. They basically help people without any cost. These are the volunteers. You can see, you may have seen in different, in your television also, that people are distributing these kinds of, biscuits or some of the articles or some of the food items after any calamity or after any natural disaster. Okay, so these are the volunteers. You can see in this video also, after cyclone, volunteers to help the people in need, they're helping. These are the volunteers. Okay, so this all about NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority. Now let us come to the next point. NGO, non-governmental organizations besides NDMA, these non-governmental organizations are also helping people in need. These organizations operate independently from the government. Non-governmental agencies such as, there are some of the examples, Red Cross, World Vision and Oxfam, come to help during a disaster. They collect donations of food, money and clothes for the people who have lost everything in a disaster. Okay, they come to help people without any cost. These are the non-governmental organizations. Do watch all the videos. I will give one activity to check your understanding of this chapter, and this is all for today. Thanks for watching our videos. Do like, share and subscribe our channel.